I like to meet somewhere that is casual and comfortable, so usually that means a coffee shop. That's one of my favorite places to meet clients and just, get to work with them, get more of their ideas out, and just connect with them face to face.
Module 4. Now let's find out some great ways to meet with your potential clients. Tell me a little bit about the beginning processes with a client. How do you get to meet with them? Do you go to them? Do they come to you? And what's the process? Is it organic? Is it by phone, in person? Tell me about that.
It's a little bit mixed of all of it. It's in person, over the phone, but we really enjoy that organic growth in getting to know our clients. So typically, they'll outreach to us usually through our website, or we've even had people find us through Instagram, even Yelp. And from there, we contact them back saying, hey, this is what we offer. And if they're still interested, we'll set up a meeting, usually go to a coffee shop or something, and just really get to know the person and see if we're a great match for each other, learn more about each other, and just connect from there.
So if I got your email, I'd reply to it. I'd introduce myself, give a little background as to what our company does, and I'd provide you with our packaging and the description of what each package entails and descriptions of specifics on what we can offer you. And then I'd ask to sit down and meet with you face to face and hopefully go over the details of the day that you're planning so that I can get a better idea of what you need and how I can help you. And then we kind of go from there.
So tell me, if Amber Events doesn't have an office, where do you like to meet your clients? You were mentioning coffee shops for the initial consultation. Is the whole planning process like that? Where do you meet?
Yeah, I like to meet somewhere that is casual and comfortable. So usually that means a coffee shop. That's one of my favorite places to meet clients and just, get to work with them, get more of their ideas out, and just connect with them face to face.
We've had experience with both. We did have a community office space where it was shared with a bunch of different vendors, and so we would meet our clients there. There's also been times prior to that, we would meet at Starbucks. It's just kind of dependent on the client, where they're coming from. I like to meet my clients halfway from where they're at and from where I'm at. Sometimes they're really far, so a mutual meeting point in the middle is what's easiest. It's also based off of their schedule. I get a lot of clients that work until 7:30 at night, and they're not able to meet me in the morning or the afternoon, so they want to meet at 8:30 at night. It's kind of based on whatever safest, most convenient, easiest. I like Panera for my meetings. It's nice and quiet in there. If my client's hungry, if they're taking off their lunch to meet with me, then they can grab something to eat while we talk. I personally like a little bit laid back type of meeting space.
When you're in the process of booking a client, just to backtrack a bit, do you normally have a contract that you see, that you show them ahead of time, or does a proposal come later? How's the legal paperwork work out?
So after our first initial meeting, if we both click, get along, really love each other, then I'll propose a contract of my services, and if it's a go, they'll go ahead and sign it and give it back, or we can always accommodate services and kind of customize our package.
And how does the payment work? Is it a deposit up front, or how?
Yes, it's a 50% deposit up front and 50% a month prior to the wedding date.
Is that normal that vendors are paid before the wedding?
Yes, very normal, because it makes sense to make sure that you are booking a reliable vendor. You're putting, usually it's about 30 to 50% of a deposit to book them, and then after that, the rest of the payments are up to a month prior to the wedding.
And what about the actual meetings with the vendors, like the florist, the cake maker? Do you go out to them, or?
Oh, definitely. So there's floral prototype meetings where we'll actually set up a tablescape and have a prototype flower arrangement along with the linens and all of that. And a lot of rental companies will go and physically go together to see the colors and the swatches and all of that to design our event.
So they actually see the tangible items for their wedding. It's not just pictures online.
Definitely. Tangible items, in person, feeling it out.
That's so great. When you meet with your clients for, say, any of these meetings, do you prepare and set up all these questions and things to talk about, or is it just an organic experience?
I used to, because I've been doing this since really 2009, because 2008 was all a bunch of free, getting things together and working for free. When I started actually having real clients in 2009, I would come very prepared. I would think about I would just think about it for hours beforehand and, get the jitters and be so in my head about it. But now, because it's second nature now, I feel like now going to a meeting is just pure fun and a learning experience. And I'll have basic questions I ask all the time, but at this point, I know them, so I don't have to really, study beforehand.
It's pretty much second nature. You just talk about the wedding and get stuff done. That's how it comes down to. Do you have a lot of clients that aren't local to your area? Because I feel like I do video chat quite a bit. Do you?
Well, yeah, absolutely. The first couple that I booked here in Tampa, they actually live in Portland. So there's a lot of communication via phone and Skype, and when I go to meetings on their behalf, because I'm their full-on wedding planner, there is a lot of me taking pictures and sending to them and making decisions that way. So but my other clients here in Tampa are all local, but in LA, absolutely, it's not uncommon to have your clients live in another country in LA.
Mm-hmm. Let's continue and learn how to connect with vendors. Tell me a little bit about the vendor part of it. Do you really just have your group of vendors that you work with, or you got to meet them over time at events? Like, how do you get to your connected group of vendors?
I feel like the vendor list is ever growing. You have your vendors that you love to work with, but they're not always going to work for every client.